Hey.
So we're going. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, 9 a.m., September 12th, and we're rolling into another Saturday Live with Eric and Vicki, and we want to go over a few things today. Do you want to do your? I've got a
No,
couple
you go ahead.
just
You start.
couple announcements.
Let's let some people come on first.
So we're going to have
There they are.
a question,
Good morning.
a live life question this morning that we'll do at the end. We had
Don't pound on
getting really good response from the Zoom call with Matt Bay. Again, Matt, thanks so
Oh,
much.
hi, Matt.
Oh, is Matt there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And anyway, it was just a great call, and we've got another great one coming up on Friday. So if you guys want to get on that list, it's starting to kind of, I probably got, being as we're only doing one per month, I've got one scheduled for this next week, and I've got about 3 or 4 more that are kind of in the pipeline. I'm just taking them chronologically. So if you guys want to be on that list, shoot me an email, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and let me know you would love to do the Zoom call. We're having so much fun with them, and I think it's you guys seem to like to get to know the community a little bit more on a personal basis. So if you guys want to be on that list, let me know. One other note before we jump into this: if you guys send me an email, either with pictures or not with pictures, be sure and put your name in there, because a lot of people, they're doing it on their phone, and I think, and they're sending me stuff, but I don't recognize everybody's email address. So if you want to hear back from me, or you want me to post a picture and sign covers of the day, be sure and put your first and last name in there, because there's almost no way for me to track that down. I can't research that by your email address and find out who you are. So that would be a big help. Please put your first and last name in there.
We got here. We got
Oh,
Justin, Frank, Anna, Bowling, Matt,
Good morning,
Annette
you guys.
Tucker, Glenn Showalter. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hi, Aunt Renee.
Nick Ward. Hi, sis.
Pam Berry, John Hall, Michael Higgins,
Oh,
Brad Ross,
nice group.
Greg Clark, David Rossiter, Darren Eves. Good morning, Eric and Boss. Good morning, Susie.
Hi, Susie. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope it's worth your while. I hope we can give you some good stuff. All right, so I'm going first? Okay. So, I got a question from Frank. Frank's probably, I don't know. Is he here?
Yeah.
And he says, if I were to use 2-inch thick material, what would be the widest piece that I could laminate together? Less than 1-inch thick, I know, would not go wider than 3 inches per board. So, this is something going back, and I've shared this a few times. I shared it with Frank. I think we had a phone call. So if you've got some small boards, or let's say some 1-inch thick material that you're going to put together, these are just little slats that I found that I just cut some chunks out of just for demonstration purposes, and I ran them through the jointer. So if you're going to put together a big board out of, this is 3/4 inch net material, definitely you don't want more than 3 inches wide per board. And I got this tip from somebody that used to make really big headboards and footboards and do carving on it and stuff. So if you guys are putting together, making big boards out of 1-inch thick stock or 3/4 net stock, definitely don't go any more than 3 inches wide, and you can make that board almost as big as you want to. Obviously, it's a lot of labor involved. And what you might want to do too, and I'm not sure if this will show it, definitely make sure that the grains are not running the same way, opposite grains. So yeah, there we go. Those grains would be running the same way. You would want to, I think, if I'm looking at it right, you would want to flip those over.
Can't see it.
Well, they might be able to see it there if they zoom in. you would want to flip those over. Make sure that those grains, if this one's running that way, make sure that one's running that way. Just, so you know. So that's one of the definitely do's is cut your pieces for 1 inch stock to no more than 3 inch. 3 inches wide. And that should work well for you without getting cupping or warping and all that. Now, if you go to wider stock, just have some 2x6 blocks. I don't really worry about the grain pattern on them because you've got so much thickness. This is a full 1.5 inches thick, and again, these are just scrap pieces I had laying out there. I've run them through the joiner, so I got a nice seam. But I don't worry about the grain so much because you've got so much width there. I just don't worry about that. But I won't go any more than 5 inches. This is a 1x6. So I generally use 2x6s and 2x4s to put these together. So a lot of times I'll have 2x4s and I'll cut my lengths a little bit longer, and then I will run them through the joiner, get my seams nice and square at 90s, and so I don't go any more than 5 inches. I feel like I can stretch that 3-inch dimension out a little bit when I'm using stock that's this thick. So that is kind of my recommendations on that. 2x4s or 2x6s. I would not use 2x8s or 2x10s or 2x12s. I just won't. I don't trust those not to cup. But anyway, so that's what I would do there. Now, I've had a lot of questions over the years about the cedar fencing. Why can't we laminate those together and make bigger boards? Well, if you look at that board, those boards, you can see, let's kind of show, you can see they both have a cup to them. And I tried this one time, and I was totally unsatisfied with the results. Now, if I move these, because here's the deal, once you get them together, then you got to surface them down, and you're getting so thin that I just don't think it's worth it. Now, if you were to put these, the only way I would do it is if I was putting these on a backer. If I had a piece of plywood that I was going to clamp these down, then then you could possibly get away with it. But I probably would use something in here other than just glue because of the cupping. Almost every one of these boards, at least the cedar that I buy, almost every one of them have cups to them. So if you were going to surface those down and make them flat, you're getting material down so thin that I wouldn't trust it. I would never trust this in less than 3-inch strips. So once you put them into 3-inch strips, 2.5, 3-inch strips, and these are about 5 right now, I think, somewhere around there.
Frank said I laminated cedar fence pickets once, never again.
That was me. That was me. However, I have in my mind, I've been thinking about a way that you could, and I'm going to play with that. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, I'm almost caught up. Almost got this Magoon sign done. So I think one of my next videos in the next month or two will be showing an idea of maybe how you could do it. So, but I haven't tested it yet, so you'll have to wait for that. Anyway, so that is my don'ts. Definitely don't use that cedar for laminating. Now, some people like Ryan over in California, he gets that cedar and gets it like 12 inches wide, 10 and 12 inches wide for like kickboards for fences. I don't have that available here, so where you're at, you might. Okay.
That's your story and you're sticking to it?
Yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have questions, obviously let me know. So.
Do you have any tips for someone without a joiner?
Without a joiner? You can, 2 different things. I answered this question the other day. I think I cut my finger earlier. I answered this question for somebody the other day. If you don't have a joiner, if you have a good table saw, and you make absolutely sure that thing's set at a good solid 90, and you've got a good fence that is, absolutely set at a 90 degree to your rail, it's possible you could do it with a with a table saw if you've got a really good blade and everything is lined up. Second way is I have seen it done with a hand plane. I am not that good with a hand plane. In fact, I don't even own a hand plane other than that electric one. So I haven't really tried it, but theoretically I've seen it done with a hand plane. If you can get a good flat surface and you've got a good hand plane, theoretically it's possible to get a good joint that way. The other way is there are good track saws, and I know the Festool track saw for sure. I've talked to a guy that has one, and he said that thing is just money. Absolutely perfect 90, and those seams are absolutely dead on perfect if you have a track saw. Now I know also someone that has the Craig version of the track saw, which is it's like a foldable table. We saw them at Workbench Con. It's there's a name for it. They give it a system, and it's basically a track saw. And I have talked to them, and I've talked to other people that have that, and they say that is dead on the money for making joints to laminate together. Jill and Jim have one, yeah.
Okay, Pam says, I have a customer that wants a porch sign 3 foot tall by 2 foot wide. What do you suggest I use?
Well, I suggest, Pam, if you can use thick material. If I'm making big signs, I really want thick material. Now that could be done with a panel board and then put a backer on it to give a thick look, and it's substantial. And I put the backer on. I generally use 3/4 inch plywood because I want that thickness. If I'm using 1 inch material for my stock, for 1 by 12 pine or whatever, then if I'm making a bigger board out of that, I will definitely put a backer on it. Or if you're using the panel board, I'll put a backer on that. Other than that, I like heavy stock for doing for laminating big boards. It's what I have available to me too. So if you can make it out of a live edge slab, like this Magoon sign that we've got, that was a big piece of white poplar, but it wasn't big enough for so you guys saw, I ripped off the edges and jointed that together, so now it's, 20 inches tall, something like that. So there's lots of ways to do it. If you have availability to live edge slabs, that is the best way to go as far as I'm concerned.
Gus says Makita track saw is pretty much a knockoff of the Festool, and it's cheaper.
There you go. Yeah, the track saws that they make now are the good ones. They say are they're money when it comes to not having to have a jointer to laminate boards together, and that's great. That's terrific. I wish I had one. I definitely would like to get one of those. I just don't have one yet.
That's because you keep buying routers.
Well, yeah, and now fishing gear.
Fishing gear, yes.
There goes my budget.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Let's see. I'm listening while I get everything together to start carving a flag sign. I dropped my profile bit. Uh-oh.
Yo.
Uh-oh.
Who dropped your profile
Matt.
bit? Oh, Matt. After all I've taught you, you still drop bits. Oh my gosh. Frank, by the way, Frank, I watched your video today, your review on that Ryobi. So it looks like a pretty good little router. It looks like you were happy with it. Might have to put that on my list. Anyway, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, Matt says maybe I'll go to Amazon and get one.
Ooh, ouch.
Ouch.
Pull that knife out.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, you get what you pay for, Matt.
Anyway, yeah, that router looks good. By the way, for you, Frank, if you have the rigid, and I think you do, the 2401, I think that fits right on that little Ryobi. Because, see, they're the same company. And I think the rigid and the Ryobi are the same hole pattern. Give it a try and see. But I think it is.
Frank says tax write-off on the fishing gear if you take customers.
Ooh, good point. I have to sell something to my dad because we're going fishing in his new pontoon boat.
Let's see.
Good to know.
Okay.
All right.
So,
yes.
moving on.
You're going to go with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. So, Anna, do you have Winnie with you today? I'll try to have an extra bad something. Bad. Frank. I'm not sure what that says, Frank.
It's good for detail, not stout enough for heavy cuts. Oh, yeah, the Ryobi router. Yeah, I agree. But I think you could do the background.
Oh,
you could
extra
do
base. That's what
yeah.
he's trying to say.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. So,
you keep looking down there. If you can just look at the camera and not look down there, then here, this will help.
you know what? I'm so gonna punch you. Ooh. Okay. All right. So, still asleep. Well, tell Winnie we said hi. Okay. So we've been talking about, for our international customers, we've been talking about having our eBay, most everything, and not everything, but most of our stuff is listed on eBay, or we've been getting it listed on eBay, and it's there. So most everything we have, the smaller stuff like the individual templates and that kind of stuff, we don't have listed on eBay simply because we've got thousands of them and we do not want to list thousands of them. But the sets, the layout letters and numbers, the layout templates, we've got all the router bits, the router base plates. We've got pretty much everything listed on on eBay now. So eBay has a great global shipping program. So when you go on eBay, you can look for our store, and we need to put a link to our store on all the videos.
To the eBay store?
To the eBay store. So
okay.
That's what we'll do. He will start putting a link to the eBay store on all the videos and across the face. So I don't know if you can't do it on here, huh? On the lives?
Not right at this moment.
Okay. No, but I mean later.
When I post it to YouTube,
okay.
Yes, I can.
So anybody that is interested, Canada, the only place we can't list is like China,
Malaysia. Maybe?
Malaysia.
There was a couple of.
There was a couple of the
Uzbekistan or something.
Yeah, some of the countries we could not list on, but there's like 101 countries or more now that we can list eBay, and they can be, and those countries can purchase off of eBay from our eBay store. And the way that works is you just go in, pick what you want from the store, put it in your cart, and before you even purchase it, it will let you calculate the shipping and the customs fees. So the way that works is you order it through eBay, we get a message of payment from eBay, and then when we package it and ship it, we ship it to Kentucky. And then once it's in Kentucky, which is their shipping headquarters or whatever you want to call it, then they ship it to you. Now, understand, and I've had a hard time with regular USPS shipping this way. Once it crosses the U.S. border, we have no way of tracking it. There's nothing we can do. We had one package lost, and I'm not sure if the gal got it yet or not. But it was shipped like June 7th, and as of a few weeks ago, she still hadn't received it. It was in the UK. It wasn't. That's shipping regular USPS. We will not ship regular USPS outside of the country. Everything now through this global program on eBay is so much better. So the store,
Darren, the store is, if you go into your eBay, or we could send you a link. But if you go into your eBay, look for the store in the advanced settings. Look for the seller Old Dave 100. That's OLDAVE 100. So if you guys know how to do that, and I showed it on a video not too long ago, you go into, you can't just type it in the search window on eBay, but you go into the advanced settings and then you scroll down, and there'll be a place to filter just from certain sellers, and that's where you put in Old Dave 100, and it should bring up our store, and then all of our stuff should be there, or almost all of our stuff.
It. We've got, I think there's like 70 or 80 different items.
Yeah.
And if for some reason there is something that you want from the website that you don't find on eBay, send me an email with what you want. I will set up a private listing for you, just like I have been doing. And you guys, it works really, really well. I have not had any problems. And it's been taking, on an average, 10 to 14 days to get to you. And I say 14 days stretched out. So you get it pretty fast. We were shipping internationals through DHL, which was like really fast, but it was very expensive. Yeah. So I think a lot of people were paying more for shipping than they were for the actual product. So we are not doing that anymore.
So so if you're in Scotland, Germany, Australia, wherever you're at, if you go to your eBay and you find our store,
Matt, have a good weekend.
You find our store. Most of our stuff should be there. The router bits, the base plates, everything should be there just about. We're still, I think there's still a couple items that we haven't got in there, but almost everything. But if there's something that you want, like Vicki said, that's not there, let us know, and Vicki will set up a special listing and send you the link.
Yeah. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, and it still works the same way. When I set up the special listing, you purchase through eBay, you calculate your shipping and your customs, we send it to Kentucky.
Yeah.
They ship it from there.
And then I think if you wanted to track it, I think you just go through eBay. You don't contact us. You just go through eBay, and they keep track of where it's at, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eBay, because we just, you're paying $8.50 for us to ship it to Kentucky.
But that's included in the price.
Yeah.
That's all included when you pay for it.
Yeah.
So.
Because most of the stuff is free shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everything on eBay for us is free shipping to Kentucky, and then but the cool thing is you'll see all the prices, all of exactly what the costs are before you ever buy it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. So if you have any questions on that, send me an email, send Eric an email, and we'll get it answered for you. But we finally got this thing figured out. Did you send me a friend's request on Facebook? I always verify before accepting. Oh, Anna, sorry, that's not for us. So anyway, again, if you have any questions, let us know. And now I have a question for you.
Oh, here comes the life question.
Here comes our life question, our little life memory question. So my question is, do you think combined postage on multiple?
Yeah.
Everything that we list is a set price. There's no shipping. So when it calculates, it's by weight.
Yeah. So what happened, Darren, when we posted all that stuff, let's say you order a profile bit and a router base and a router bit depth gauge. Then when you put all that in your eBay cart, it will calculate everything for you, and you're just paying that one shipping charge, whatever that happens to be. We had to enter a weight for each individual items. So much like Amazon, it puts all those weights together. Weights and sizes.
It averages them,
and it basically comes up with a calculation.
That's
for
what
all
took
those
so long
items.
is we had to put weight on every item, weight
and size
and dimensions.
On every item. So it calculates all that. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's not 3 individual shipping charges.
Any more questions?
All right, go.
Any more questions? Email us. So I got to get on with this because we're going long. So here's my question. And this is Eric's question because I couldn't think of one. When you were a kid, what was your favorite board game? And we talked about this and I couldn't remember. Let's just say this. What was your favorite game to play? Because when I was a kid, I don't remember playing board games. So.
See, I played board games all the time.
Okay, so what was your favorite game as a kid? And I don't mean high school. It wasn't a drinking game. Let's not go there. Talking about as a young kid, what was your favorite game, and how long has it been since you played that game? So let's kind of let you guys preteens, yes. Yeah. So to kind of get you guys going, I'm going to tell you what my favorite game was. Checkers.
Checkers.
So we didn't really have. I don't remember playing board games. We lived right across the street from a park. It was a park. It was like almost like a cul-de-sac because we had a street, then there was the park, and then there was another street on the other side, and it was an alley that separated, so there was no real through traffic. So we played outside. We had to play outside. And we played
Some really good ones.
Okay, hold on. So we played baseball. We played hide and seek. I remember we had this big, like a big siren. It was like an emergency siren in the park. So at 9 o'clock, that sucker went off every night. This massive, loud siren that could be heard all through town. And when that thing went off, we went back home. It was time to go home. So, but I can remember at night playing, summertime was more, we played hide and seek, we played baseball. In fall, we would rake leaves because there were trees all over. And we'd make, our little houses out of trees and jump out of the trees into the leaves and stuff. So, been a long time since I've done that. So, let's see.
Some great answers.
Matt, Marlon, Checkers, Darren, Ludo.
Ludo.
Well,
See, Darren's from the UK.
Oh.
So I've never heard of Ludo. That's interesting.
Charlie Wooster,
I don't know
Chutes
what that
and
is.
Ladders. I remember that. We played that with the kids. And Trouble. Monopoly. I hate Monopoly.
It's because you never won.
I know.
Yeah.
I never won. Sorry, Renee.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Tell Dad hi. Board games, Dad always won.
Yes, he did.
Gus said I never played a board game, but I always rode my bike in the mountains. See,
That's
we
cool.
were able to ride our bikes all over town back then.
Yeah.
Josh Tolson, Backgammon, Randy, Monopoly. Annette Tucker, Monopoly, been about 10 years. Jeff Dale, sorry, no one could beat me.
Oh,
Pam Berry, Uno, it's been about 35 years.
Chess.
Charlie Wooster, chess.
Charlie.
I never learned. I don't have the
Charlie.
patience.
Yeah.
Rigoberto, Trouble, and since 1970, now I play with my grandson on new device boards. Yeah. Nick Ward, I played a lot of rummy and blackjack and 31 with my grandparents and great-grandparents. 10-point pitch. I don't know what that is.
Huh, interesting. Chinese checkers. Oh, that's
Chinese
cool.
checkers, that's with the marbles, right?
Yeah. It was. I think it was later on. It was called aggravation, but I might be wrong.
Renee said Mom always got upset. Dad was ruthless. Annette Tucker says, sorry. I love getting the hotels.
Oh, that's probably on Monopoly.
That was
I would
Monopoly.
assume. Yeah.
Justin,
Rumicube.
Rumicube. What's that?
I've heard of it.
I still want to know what that other one was.
Ludo?
Ludo?
That was from the UK.
Yeah, it was Darren.
Ludo.
I don't know what Ludo is.
Yeah, I don't either. I had
Ask Renee what that game was that you were talking about.
Oh, Renee was long gone by then.
Baseball and always my favorite.
I had a couple board games that I really liked. I liked the Game of Life. That was one of my favorites. In fact, we played that with our kids.
Yeah, we did. We used to just play when the kids were.
Yeah, but I think my favorite was Stratego. It was kind of almost like chess, but you didn't see what the other. And I'm sure there's other Stratego players out there, but I haven't played that since I was a kid. Dad and I used to play, but my friends would come over because my house was kind of centralized, and our friends would come over, and we would have 2 or 3 setups of Stratego, and we would go all night. We would literally play marathons and go all night. And a good Stratego game can go an hour or so. Not always, but sometimes it can go an hour. And we would just stay up all night playing Stratego.
See, that takes too much thinking and strategizing.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
There was another one similar to that.
Like Stratego?
Yeah, wasn't there?
Well, there was Risk.
Risk. That's what it was.
That one was okay.
Operation. I remember Operation.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah.
Baseball was always my favorite game from Darren.
Yeah. And Pam said we rode our bikes all over. Loved taking all the back roads and exploring.
Yep.
Justin, it's with dominoes with numbers on them and what?
That was that Rubik's Cube, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to get all the numbers in a row, different colors.
Yeah.
Numbers in chronicle order. Once you trade. Yeah, no, that takes too much.
Battleship? That was really good.
Oh, yeah, Battleship.
Oh, look at Matt. Stratego. Matt might like Stratego too. Yeah, it was one of my favorites. That was so much fun. Anyway.
My kids played Bible Trivia Pursuit with their grandparents a lot.
Cool.
See, they didn't. I don't remember. They didn't have that when we were kids.
Triominoes. Those were the dominoes that were triangles. I remember that now.
Never played that.
Yeah, they were. It was like dominoes, but they were little triangles. That was I remember that.
Okay, all right. We've been going about a half an hour.
Yeah, that's enough.
We could go on with that all day long. We should have started
there.
with that earlier. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being with us and Saturdays and listening to our rambling.
Yeah.
I love the memory. I love to know what you guys think, and I love these questions, these life questions. Just because it's different, you know. It's not the same old, same old.
And that's why I like these Zoom calls too, because we can get to know each other better. You guys, and we share that with everybody. So, again, guys, that's it. So there'll be a video on tomorrow. It's still 7 days a week, but we won't be going live on Facebook until Tuesday evening.
Darren's going to mow the churchyard.
Always love hanging out with you all. Love hanging out with you too, Matt.
Some of the games I hadn't thought of in years. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay,
we love you guys. Thanks for
guys.
watching, and have a great weekend. Bye.
Have fun out there.
I sent a screenshot of Lido. Oh, okay. I saw that I got a screenshot.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you, Darren. All right, guys.
Thanks,
have a great one. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.